Good day, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube, and welcome to the Generous Yard! Yes, welcome back to Serious Sam, the first encounter, and yeah, it's been about 12 days since I've actually played this game, and that's because in that 12-day interval, I had things to do and things to get, such as, well, I got this new headset, of course, and I also had to set up other things like I was talking about in my previous video. I had to set up an Ethernet onto my computer because that was kind of important. That stuff happened, and yeah, I've just kind of been generally lazy. I'm kind of slacking off in terms of getting video stuff out, but here we go. We are back with Serious Sam, the first encounter, and this is Karnak. Interesting note actually. The training level for this game is actually pretty much the daytime version of this level, and it's a little bit easier. And in the training level, if you go back here before the doors close again, just like in the regular level, if I did walk backwards, then the doors would have closed and we wouldn't have been able to get that secret. But in the training level, this area is actually filled with like a bunch of weapons, so that's pretty cool there if you want to give yourself a little bit of a boost for what's to come in the training level of Serious Sam. Anyways, going back here, spawns a bunch of these guys. And pretty much just going to be doing it like this, trying not to get hit, and also trying to take them out. Unfortunately, I did get hit because I suck at this game. And, well, I don't know. I mean, with lava golems, I said before, their patterns are basically, the bigger ones, they kind of predict your movement where you're going, so you kind of have to switch directions immediately if you want to avoid their attacks. And with the small guys, they shoot projectiles directly towards you, and those are a bit more easily avoidable if you ask me. But, oh, you're still alive. Not anymore. Beautiful skybox. What do you guys think of that skybox? That's a pretty sexy skybox if you ask me. Yeah, I don't really know what to commentate over. Let's just go. Let's go into the night and collect the item from the sacred place. And as you can see, the door very much opens, but it won't open after you try to go back. So that's why at the beginning of the level you have to run backwards. There's a couple of enemies over here. Mostly starts you off with a couple of rocketeers hiding behind the pillars. Take care of you. And there's a guy up in the balcony over there too, but he's trying to run towards you. Unfortunately, he's not very good at his job. Now, I believe there's an arachnoid there, for one thing. So, yeah, this part is kind of a bit more difficult, as you can see. I mean, at the training level, it basically just starts you off with really basic enemies, and then it just sort of gradually builds up. In the regular version of Karnak, you kind of have to expect what Serious Sam actually throws at you, and in this case, throwing quite a bunch of enemies. Starting off with the marsh hoppers, of course. You... No! And that should be all of them. I believe next if you walk forward it actually spawns... I think it might spawn a bull. It's been a while since I did the hard bow, of course. Well, there is that guy. Okay, no, you have to... Apparently you have to kill this guy first, and then it spawns the bull. Yeah. And I think it actually... Yeah, it's going ahead and throwing in a bunch of clear skeletons. This is Karnak. Welcome to Karnak. Quite a difficult level, I have to say. But, I really do like Karnak. I think this is actually one of my favorite levels in the game. I like the setting, I like the battles. It's a pretty cool level if you ask me. And that should be all of them. So, let's go after the next secret. Why not? So, go over here. One more to go. So hit that button. There's a platform over there. And you have to hit 2 buttons. And this button we saw earlier, right over here. The secret platform has been activated. Now. Up! Up, I say. Thank you. Going up here. We have found a secret area which has some cannonball ammo if you wasted some like I did. And there's also a health bottle right over here, but that doesn't really do anything. No, it doesn't. I just wanted to confirm that. Mostly because I'd never really go ahead and pick that up. Yeah! No! That is a bad enemy over there, if I recall correctly. Oh no, it's just a little guy. That's actually pretty manageable. Okay then. And I believe over here there's another arachnoid, and on the other side there's a skeleton. All pretty basic stuff. Where is this other arachnoid? Sounds like it's in here. I don't know, maybe it's over here. I could be wrong. That's a skeleton. This area also has a couple of interesting enemy triggers, if I remember correctly. Yeah, you go behind here, then suddenly it spawns 2 other enemies. Interesting note, in Serious Sam HD, the first encounter, there's actually an achievement you can get for killing all the enemies in Karnak. Basically, triggering all the spawns and killing all the enemies. And I don't know, I'm not really going for perfect kill records here, to be honest, so sorry to disappoint if that's your thing with video games. Just not really interested. I'm gonna use the minigun. I have not done that in a while. And the door seems to have broken itself. Maybe I can... yeah, I can safely pass by. That's really weird when that happens. Can I just say? Pick up this armor. No traps! Oh, that's a trap. It was a trap of a secretly placed enemy. Not really. I'm just making that up. We go over here. I believe picking up these shells is a trap. And there's the kamikaze. Okay. So that's where we actually have to go. You can tell by the way the door is designed differently, but as you can see, yeah, that's a bit of a problem. Nitrixa, what is this redeeming issue in front of this door? Spikes trap. This spike pit is preventing you from getting to the door. Any attempt to walk across might turn you into dead meat. Better find a way to cover the hole before proceeding. Perhaps the 2 guardian sphinxes positioned nearby are part of the solution. We should analyze them. Alright, let's look at them, I guess. I mean, yes, there's another analyzing prompt. This game likes to do that with you. Movable sphinx. These 2 guardian sphinxes are very heavy. Even you cannot move them by your strength. Still, they are positioned on some kind of track and certainly look movable. There must be some mechanism which will move them if activated. I advise you look in the yard to the north from here, with the shrine of Thoth in it. Interesting name, that Thoth person. Why is there another... Yes, the door is locked. A picture of the ancient Egyptian god Thoth is painted on the door. Not a nice face to see. According to my database, Thoth is the god of wisdom and learning. There is a shrine of Thoth in a nearby yard. Maybe it is somehow connected with this door. We should visit this shrine. I hope that's all you have to say, Nitrixa. Yeah, this Thoth guy, he's kind of interesting. His name is really awkward to pronounce, if I have to be honest. And we get a nice big courtyard right here, which is prime territory for Serious Sam fighting sequences. Also in the training level, this obelisk actually isn't here. I don't know why they removed it. I couldn't tell you. But walking forward spawns a bunch of really nasty enemies, such as that guy right there. And also spawns this guy. And I believe that's really the worst of it, actually. It's just kind of minor biomechs and a couple of other things. I keep thinking there's something behind me. I swear it's this new headset. It does have a surround sound, I do believe. Oh, no, there is a nasty guy out there who likes to shoot projectiles at us. We should dispose of him really quickly. And there you go. That seems to have taken care of most of it. But I think walking forward over here kinda maybe spawns a giant lava golem, if I remember correctly. Yes, it does. Hey there, how's it going, buddy? I hear a kamikaze. He's over there. Apparently. God, I'm still thinking something's behind me. I'm truly sorry for constantly turning around. Just... this kind of stuff worries me. I don't want to be snuck up upon by certain enemies. Although I could tell that guy was in front of me, but it still sounded like he was behind me. Walking over here, this actually spawns a couple of lava golems, I believe. There's also those 2 guys out there. which I'm going to use the grenade launcher on because I feel like it. I'm a little bit wasteful. No, just spawns one lava golem. That's, you know, it's good enough for me, I have to say. And he's dropped a couple of miniature golems, but no biggie deal. No biggie deal. That was pretty simple. So, that door over there is locked, I believe. I'm gonna check and see if Nitrix actually has something to say about that. So, give me a second. Give me a second. I think walking over here does spawn a couple of enemies too. Yes, it does. A couple of bombers, rocketeers, and 2 Gnar. Pretty simple enemies. Yes. This is the shrine. Unclean souls are not allowed in the entrance to the Shrine of Thoth. According to the database, only clean souls can enter the shrine. Egyptians performed the ritual of purifying their souls by touching the sacred stones that are located in the kiosks in this yard. Go and purify your soul, and you will be allowed to enter the shrine. That's pretty much a really fancy way of saying we have to hit the button in there, and the button in there, and then the door will open over here. But first, I want to pick up these other things because they trigger enemies, and I just feel like it. I guess I'm not going for all the enemy triggers, as I'm sure I've clarified, but some of them I just like to get. It's kind of traditional. So I'm sorry if that's really annoying for you, but it's fun for me. And you out there, I'm tired of you shooting your homing projectiles at me. That's not very nice. I think I can actually take a shortcut if I just jump up. Come on. I know the jumping physics in this game are kind of weird. Like, if you jump on a very steep ledge, then sometimes you pretty much end up propelling yourself forward, and you can actually reach some pretty amazing heights. I think there's a lot more of those in the second encounter, which maybe I'll demonstrate, maybe I won't, but let's go over here anyway. And I believe, I don't know, maybe I can make it. Yeah, I can! You can just jump up here, and you can entirely skip the level by just walking out there to the final courtyard. But we won't be doing that. Also, I think this is actually pretty noteworthy. I think I've stated before in one of the earlier episodes that the physics in this game are really weird. You see that pyramid out there? If you walk all the way out there, and you go to like the very corner of the pyramid, you can start climbing it by just continuously jumping forward. Eventually you will reach like a certain height where, well, basically the game just gives up and you can fly suddenly. So that's kind of an interesting note if you ask me. Maybe I'll show it off at some point. Like, there is a level in this game in multiplayer that has it's a pretty broken system. Basically, it's the training level, but it's styled in deathmatch mode. It's like set in deathmatch mode, which isn't official. I think it was made by fans, but basically, when you go in there, it basically applies to the rule of deathmatch. You run faster with the knife out, and you also have like infinite respawning, so yeah, it actually makes for a lot of fun to like go outside of the level's barriers and like climb the pyramids and such. So maybe I will show that, maybe I won't. We shall see. You pose no threat to me whatsoever. However, there could be worse enemies up ahead. Such as, I believe, maybe a skeleton. That kind of hurts. I probably shouldn't have done that. But at least took care of both of the enemies, and I only used 1 rocket! Why is that important? I have no idea. But those statues are fairly important, as they have now been moved forward. And these statues moving forward basically means now that we can enter the Shrine of Thoth. And then we can see what it is we have to do. What? Oh. Hi. That was pretty so. Pretty little bit kinda cute of that, Lister. I'm stumbling over all my words. I'm not even forming proper words right now. So I was trying to say, that was kind of cute of that little Mr. Bomber. And that one as well. Also, this level is going to be pretty long. Maybe even longer than Metropolis, if I recall correctly. It all depends on basically the pace you go at whenever you play the level, so that Arachnoid out there is actually shooting that Rocketeer. Brrr! No! And please get out of my line of sight. That must be really painful for you there. Miss Nar. And there's the switch we have to hit. I believe walking over here, yeah. In serious mode, actually, walking in front of these areas will spawn clear skeletons, so you might want to use the shotgun instead. So here's the thing. It's kind of an interesting looking mechanism, but if you use it, then these guys will spit out sand, and strangely enough, that pretty much gives you a solid platform of sand to walk across, and the door will very much open, in which we can proceed with the level. And there you have it. So, when we start to walk back, this will spawn a couple of enemies, such as that guy, and apparently this skeleton. I didn't see him spawn, so I couldn't quite tell that he was in the vicinity. And what? Okay, that did. Okay, I thought that Nar just didn't die all of a sudden, and it just decided to take a nap. That was kind of interesting. Right, you're here. I thought there would be another guy here, but I guess I was wrong. Walking out here is a lava golem. Might just want to use the cannon for that and then fire one rocket off. And that should take care of things. Want to take care of the little guys as fast as possible, of course. Because if they pound the ground too, this is pretty noteworthy of lava golems. If you get too close, then they'll pound the ground in front of them. And that actually does quite a lot of damage, so that's pretty worth avoiding if you ask me. Hey, how's it going? Oh, that guy can see me. That guy can see me. I hardly even paid attention to that guy. And I'm out of ammo. Right. Aw, how did that hit me? Preposterous, I say. I'm also out of projectile, fast-moving projectile-based weapons. That could be a bit of an issue. Would like some bullets right about now, but I shall use the cannon instead. The cannon and maybe the rocket launcher. You there! And you there. Is there a guy behind me? No, there isn't. That's just my headset playing tricks on me. Or my ears. It could be either one. All I know is that this is kind of an uncomfortable situation, and why are you not dead yet? Okay, this guy, seriously stop following me. I don't want your business. And I don't want your business either. You are really not matched to be with all these extremely tough enemies, Mr. Rocketeer. The only thing that can make Rocketeers extremely powerful is like if you gave them rocket launchers or something. That would be cool, if like headless enemies got rocket launchers and sniper rifles. Just saying. This second encounter will have a sniper rifle, I can assure you. And I don't have any bullets. Hi, I'm just gonna use the rocket launcher if you don't mind, you guys. Yes, that seemed to work out well. Although I prefer to use the cannon on you, because I don't feel like wasting 5 rockets. There's a guy up there. Clear Skeleton is trying to be sneaky, sitting up on that little balcony. And yeah, that was pretty much the first courtyard. Pretty simple. So now we have to go in here. Interesting little circular room. Once again, I cannot form words. Walking around here spawns a couple of interesting enemies. One guy is up there, and he's right in my face. So the door again, this one is locked. We can analyze it once again. I think this is the level that has like the most analytics from Nitrixa. The Shrine of Ramses III is locked. I have noticed 4 switches around the central column. Perhaps the door to the shrine will open if you push the switches. But before we do that, there's these rooms, which have a bunch of ammunition in them. And judging with that sight, you might be able to imagine what's coming up next. And if you can't, well, it's going to be a little bit of an arena. Which I might end up sort of cowering out of. You'll see why. Like, once we get in there, you'll see why. And there's a guy up there. He doesn't really bother you unless, like, you walk forward or shoot at him, I believe. And there's a firecracker. We haven't seen one of those in quite a long time. Farewell, Mr. Firecracker, as you disappeared to thin air. Your appearance will not be forgotten, although maybe it will. Suddenly there were 2 of you, walking around in really weird patterns. Please stop that, that's quite annoying. And that spawns a skeleton if you walk around. and a couple of rocketeers, and that would be it. So now we have all the ammunition we need. We can hit these switches, and I believe that will open this door. Yes, and that's a bit of a bad sight if you ask me. Yeah, Natrix does actually have something to say. I think Sam might have a one-liner too. So there's two messages right here. I sense great danger here. No duh. This environment and that creepy creature look very suspicious. Maybe you should try to sneak past the arachnoid and exit this room without too much trouble. Beware of the arachnoid. It is asleep now, but arachnoids are not known for sleeping very firmly. It might wake up any second. I know, maybe if I crouch and walk by, it won't be disturbed. And there's two little guys as well, so that's a little bit concerning. But that arachnoid, you can see there's actually an item underneath it, which we need to open this door. So, I bet if I walk forward here, Natrix will have another message for us. Yeah, the gold Ankh key is needed. No, you are not that lucky. The door is locked and you need a gold Ankh key to unlock it. Good news is that it is placed in this room. Bad news is that an arachnoid is sleeping over it. Kill that monster and pick up the key. Okay then. I'm also sure that pretty much any sensible person who has played this game before really doesn't pay attention to the messages and just kind of gets the hint and attacks the enemies. That killed you. I'm gonna take cover behind here. This is a good idea. See you later. Alright, so yeah, we got another arena on our hands right here. I'm gonna use the minigun, because why not? Don't use this weapon enough. And yeah, pretty self-explanatory. Just try to survive the onslaught of enemies and you should make it out okay. Although I'm running out of minigun ammunition quite quickly. That's not exactly what I had planned for this room. But then again, what do I know? I'm just kind of doing this sort of half-blindly. I'm kind of making it up as I go. I don't play as I traditionally would play this game, where I would try to conserve as much minigun ammunition as possible, which would be quite unnecessary. So picking up this gold egg spawns a couple of kamikazes. There's one guy right here, and a couple of guys around me from the front, the way we have to go, to the left of you, and to the right of you. But they are no big deal. And that was that arena, which wasn't too scary, actually. I remember it being a bit worse than that for some reason, but I guess it wasn't. But walking over here, there's a couple of enemies. A couple of oddly placed Nars, and I believe picking up something here, or killing those two guys spawns this clear skeleton, and two more Nar. Very exciting. There's a really big health container there. Maybe I should go pick it up, you're probably saying to yourself. And that I will do in just a minute. Let me just pick this stuff up and spawn the inevitable clear skeletons. And I'm actually going to pause the recording for a minute, because I desperately need a drink of water right now. Obviously because I'm stumbling over all my words. Hang on for a second.